All right.
Oh shit, we're live.
Yeah, we're on.
Should I put these on?
It doesn't matter. You can wear them. Not wear them. It's okay.
Yeah, I want to hear what I sound like.
What's up, dude? Today, I am joined by Ovrkast, the first non-comedian on the podcast.
I'm kind of funny though.
Yeah, you can be funny. Yeah, that's what I asked. I asked Izana and Kufu during questions. I should ask you. Kufu said, what did he say? He said, just make sure he's able to show how funny he is. So that's some now the pressure's on, man.
Now I gotta do the stand up.
Yeah.
6 minute and 45 second stand up. Nah, I never do that before.
Yeah, have you ever thought about doing stand up?
I have. In Brooklyn, like New York, there's like a bunch of stand up, places and shit. Yeah. I've been thinking like, man, I can go up there.
What would you? You got any bits? You got anything that you
I don't got no bit. I just got stories like. I would just tell stories about my dad, like crazy shit. My dad. I would just talk about my dad for like a good 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's hear it.
You want to hear?
Yeah, let's hear it. So what?
This is a crazy. My dad, he crazy though. So it's not even like I'm saying that and that's like out of context. This is wild to start the podcast this way. But damn, my dad. Okay, so recently, I went to see him. It was my mom's birthday, and my dad was he'd been sipping a little bit, and he was in the car, and it was me, it was my sister driving, it was my mom in the passenger, and my nephew in like the seat in front of me, and my dad to the left, right of him, and then my dad's like, all my kids is here, like my brother wasn't there, but he's like, all the kids is here, and my mom was like, yeah, your seed. And he was like, what? My seed? What you talking about? You talking about seed? You being that? He started talking about how nasty she was being. And I was just like, bro, you foul. And he was like, he kept going off. And I pulled my phone out. And I was like, what'd you say, Dad? And he was like, horny. He just said it right into the camera. And I was just like, yo, this nigga is crazy. we didn't even get to the restaurant. That was the beginning of us. That set the tone for the evening, is just him being fucking nasty and drunk. But oh my God, I don't know why I mentioned that, but that's just that's my dad, bro. I'm not like him though. I don't do that kind of shit. I don't do that kind of shit.
It reminds me of the interlude on Good Kid, Mad City,
bro.
Where's Kendrick's dad saying,
low key. My dad is a crazy. I love him though. But yeah.
So what are your parents musicians or artists? What?
Nah. My dad's a barber. Well, yeah, he still is a barber. Well, actually, my mom, she sang in the choir a little bit, but she never like really sang. It's like the choir is kind of like something to do at church. Like I don't know if she really was like kind of sing, but she did sing in the choir.
Did you sing in the choir? Was you?
No, I tried to play drums one day while they were practicing. Like I would try to like practice while the choir was practicing.
Yeah. And
I was like I was doing my and I was late, and like the conductor like looked back at me and was like, and I just put the sticks down and just was like, I just never touched them again. I never touched those again. I have drummed before, but like after that moment, I was just like, no, this is fucked up.
So when did music start for you?
Like making music?
Yeah.
I was making music in high school. Well, no, I was doing like little remixes and shit. I would use virtual DJ to like remix a song and then like put that out there. But that was like also high school, like 9th grade. And then, actually, no, 8th grade is when I first was like writing raps. Wasn't recording raps. And then I was doing like the remix shit. But like putting out music was like high school. Like 11th, 12th grade is when I was uploading beats to SoundCloud and shit.
That's same thing for
really
me. Back when I started like writing stuff in middle school, and then I think maybe a little bit earlier than that I put some stuff on SoundCloud. I was thinking about this. Did you ever use the website 8 Tracks? It was like this website that you would like create and share playlists. No. I was actually thinking about this on the way here, but I remember I made playlists and uploaded them, and then I would like add my own songs to the playlist just to kind of see what people think.
Yeah.
All the comments were like, "This shit sucks."
I'm sorry, bro. I mean, you probably needed that criticism.
I think so. I think absolutely I needed that.
But I'm sorry still.
Well, and because at the time I was like, oh, why is my stuff on SoundCloud only getting 50 plays? And then I'm like, thank God it did not. Because I know, if it was going viral, it wasn't going to be people being because in my head I was like, I'm the next Eminem, I'm the next Mac Miller.
Yeah.
But it's that was not the case.
Sometimes you need people to say some shit is trash.
You really do. You really do.
Or just I remember when I was just super young. I don't know why I did this. I went on the 4chan Facebook page.
Yeah.
Where people will post memes from 4chan on Facebook. And I posted this really cringy meme. It was really I don't know what it was. It was something. It wasn't even cringy. I was a kid, so it was me posting some kid shit.
Yeah.
And people were like, "What the fuck? This is funny." But it showed me I shouldn't be over here with y'all. Y'all are weird. Y'all are incestual. I gotta go somewhere else. So sometimes you need motherfuckers on the internet to say shit to you. Yeah,
you really do, and there's a lot of that on the internet. So you started making music sort of in high school. What was what were you using? What's GarageBand?
High school FL Studio.
FL Studio.
Yeah. Oh, you said 8-track. There were so many of those places.
Those different websites. I remember it was. Did you ever use the website Stumbled Upon?
I think I was on there by once. I see.
It was I'm 28.
Okay, I'm 27.
27.
So we're not that far.
We're on the same age. But it was one of those websites where it was you just it's kind of like Reddit where
I have heard of Stumbled Upon. Yeah. You just scroll and then there's
and then it's it takes you to different.
Yeah, I was gonna say I used my aunt put me on to Hulk Share the Hulk.
Yes.
You know Oakland?
Yeah.
And that's what I was uploading my really shitty Dead Mouse Skrillex remixes. I would literally take a Dead Mouse song and a Skrillex song and just put them together. It would sound fucking horrible, but I'd be like I'm a DJ. It was just me being a little kid.
But that's how you have to learn to make anything. You have to, and that's a real problem with the internet because you just want to share everything you're making, and it's you have to make some really garbage shit before you can make anything that's remotely good.
Yeah, you definitely got to make some bullshit. You have to. It's imperative to make some. Facts. Yeah.
Who were who were you listening to at that time when you started rapping?
Oh, Odd Future. Of course. Well, Odd Future. 8th grade. 8th grade was Odd Future, but not just Tyler Earl, all of Odd Future. You know, Haji Beats. People don't mention Haji Beats. He was all bunch of Haji.
Domo Genesis.
I was on they shit because Tyler and Earl were the bigger dudes, so they weren't dropping as much. But in between, you got a Left Brain, you got some Haji Beats, you got some you got other shit going on to keep you kind of entertained. And so I was heavy on that shit, and also here and there Big L. Mm-hmm. I would just find an Eminem song Till I Collapse was my shit.
Yeah,
I got hip to Kendrick. Though what's crazy is my homie put me on Kendrick. I heard Rick and Mortis.
But I think that was the first song that I heard by him.
Yeah.
When I first, did Take Care come out before? I guess I'd heard him on Take Care. I guess I'd heard it Buried Alive.
Which is super crazy.
Which is great.
Yeah.
But I remember I would go on Genius back when it was Rap Genius.
Yeah.
And they had their top albums and songs of the year. And I remember there were 5 different songs from Section 80. And I was Rigor Mortis, Keisha's song, High Power, and ADHD. And those were the ones that I first heard. And I was like, okay, this guy might be onto something.
this Kendrick Lamar guy, he might be. I feel that my homie put me on it to Rick and Mortis, and I think at that time I wasn't downloading albums. I still was I didn't have an iPod. I didn't have iTunes. I just had an Android and the internet. So
really?
I was downloaded songs.
So you download songs to your phone?
To my phone, yeah. And it would be something mp3.com, But I remember I played Rick and Mortis at the bus stop, and somebody was my homie put me on. Somebody was like, "What are you listening to?" I'm like, it's Kendrick Lamar. Like, who? I'm like, man, shut the fuck. And then,
and then here, it's so funny. It's such a great feeling to be like, wow, I was right when I was 14. Like, just about random, or it's just being like, Kendrick, Childish Gambino, Tyler the Creator, just being like, okay.
Oh my God. Hey, yo, Childish Gambino, I didn't like the NASDAQ. Well, yeah, he was tripping on Bonfire. That was because we had just got out of like Eminem being huge. He was huge, but he was hitting that like, all right, like, okay, like the jig is up. Like you can't.
It's when he started to be in the zone that he's like still in now, which is like every album. It's like, is he back?
Yeah,
he's
it was
back,
like, huh?
It's like I guess he can still rap, but
I used to be on the. Oh my God, I used to be on the bus with my brother because he had an iPod.
Yeah,
and he had songs. He's 20. He's 31. But he had songs on his iPod, and he would I'd be on the bus like, "Can I get your iPod?" Yeah, and I'd put the headphones on, just playing whatever he had. And he had, bro, I used to always play Real Slim Shady. That was my bro. Real Slim Shady I was hearing shit I was not supposed to be hearing. I had to be like fucking 9 years old, bumping Real Slim Shady.
That's why I got into Eminem and hip hop in general in the same way, just through my older brother.
How old is he?
He died when he was 20.
Oh, okay.
And I was but he would be 33.
Now. Oh, okay. So kind of similar.
Similar age difference. Yeah. But I think at my house we have the clean CDs of like the first 3 Eminem albums and 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. Like,
yeah, I gotta shout out my brother because he put that's just we're going back into my archive. It wasn't just hip hop though. I was really into punk rock.
Oh, really?
Yeah, plain white tees. What?
Okay, no, keep going. Keep naming.
Plain white tees. So
Green Day.
Green Day was my shit.
Fuck with Green Day.
Being American, yeah. What else? There was this song, "Give You Hell." When I see your face, I'ma give you. That was my shit.
Yeah.
All American Rejects. All American Rejects. Plain white tees. I was really into just like to punk rock. And then I got Guitar Hero for DS. And I had like 30 Little Secret. It was just a good time. My brother, he was like, he knew it was weird, but he didn't care. He was like, he put that shit on the iPod for me to listen to, because he's like, give me a list of songs you want, and I would write them down.
Dude, my brother did the exact same thing for me. Literally, exact same thing. Yo, that's sick.
Shout out to older brothers, bro.
Shout out older brothers, yeah.
You need them.
Yeah, for real. It's so fun. My brother, it was like a birthday present. Like, my parents got me an iPod, and he surprised me by making, by adding a bunch of songs to it.
That you like.
Yeah, and so, and he was like, I don't even remember how I think it was just something where I was like 10. So I was just I was like, how did he come up with a lie so I wouldn't know what he was doing? But then I'm like, it's actually just really easy.
He's like, I'm about to make the background different. And
I think he was like, oh, I'm going to make you like some mix CDs or something.
And then it's like every single song you like, that's fire. Yeah, my brother was on the same shit. And then so damn. But then like I had a Daft Punk phase. My taste is all over the place, bro. It was punk rock, hip hop, electronic music. And it was like dubstep. Yeah. Trap me. I just like, if it sounds good, I like it.
Well, I think that shows in the music. When you said punk rock, I think that there is something. Definitely a lot of your songs I think have, even though it's not like a punk sound, it's a similar thing that. Because I noticed, I don't know if he was an influence on you, but Isaiah Rashad.
Hell yeah.
I think that I definitely noticed a similarity in your sounds, and that there is, I remember it was an interview with Nardwar, where Nardwar pointed out that there's a lot of like punk influence in his music, and it's just like the 2-minute songs, and just like there's like the pacing that you use, which I think is really cool.
No, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's cool because now that I'm like good at making music in like a way of like, I can see something before I make it. It's like I can get into different bags now. Yeah. That like when I first was making music, it was like, oh man, I want to do this, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know, but now I know how to do things, and it's cool to like do that shit.
Yeah. So can you elaborate on that? Like what kind of stuff have you not done yet that you really want to do?
I would be down to make like a punk. I don't want to say punk jazz or punk soul, but like, you know how like, have you ever heard Ramp by Ramp is one of he just passed away.
Lil Peep?
No. But I understand why you would think that.
When you said punk, that's what
I know. Yeah, no.
Oh,
I was thinking funk and soul. God damn, he just passed away.
He just passed away?
Yeah. Hold on. It got to come to me. I keep thinking about some other shit. But there's like a soul artist, jazz artist that Roy Ayers. He has this group called Ramp.
Very different.
Very different. Group called Ramp.
I love Roy Ayers. Yeah.
And Ramp is like, it's like really weird, like it's like almost scary, but it's like soul music. But I like that, and I think like prog rock, and like just things that kind of sound scary, but are like even like George Clinton, like the Butterfly album, like the first. I love that creepy, like world-ending kind of feeling with like smooth sounds. You know, I love that. That's my favorite kind of shit.
I saw it. I think it was a Pitchfork. You did an interview where you talked about To Pimp a Butterfly. Yeah, which is one of my all-time favorite albums. I remember being in high school, like listening to it and just being like blown away, and just being like, I showed it to my parents. And I was like, we were like listening to it in the car, and they were talking. I was like, no, you guys aren't paying attention. Like, just the most annoying
institutionalization, gentrification. And it's like, he went crazy on that shit. For Sale, that's one of those ones where it's like so creepy. It's so creepy, but it is
creepy. Yeah,
I just love creepy sounding shit. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's because our Future Tyler, he just always on that creepy shit, and I think it's just like it's in my DNA a little bit. Yeah.
So when you started making music, were you thinking like, this is what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be a rapper, or were you just like, I'm just having fun?
Well, you know what's wild? I feel like everybody thinks that
Yeah, I know for sure. Yeah,
thinks they're gonna be a rapper. But like I think making the right decisions, like at the right times, is what will like permit you to do that, to actually be a rapper, which is like knowing not to just put out random music and be like, why is no one listening? Or knowing like what sounds to pick, or knowing like how to approach the beat, or how to structure every song on the album. It's like a bunch of shit you have to figure out slowly, but also like knowing like your taste, making sure like not making sure, but like having good taste is a huge part of like any music making process. So like, I think I definitely knew, but I had to like figure out how and like unlock the puzzle of like, how I'm gonna do this.
And how did your parents feel about you wanting to pursue music? And were they supportive, or were they like...
They were. I mean, all parents are like, do something real in the beginning. But understandably, because it's like I wasn't fucking, I didn't have the hit song the first month.
Yeah.
So like, and also I knew that too. I knew I had to work first before I did music. But it wasn't until it's funny. It wasn't until I got the Earl Sweatshirt producer placement for El Toro Combo Mill. And then my dad, the check came in the mail from Warner, and he was like, "What is this?" He opened it and he just saw it. I was like, he just called me and was like, "What, you got a check?" He just from that day forward, it was different. Like he supported he was just like, "Oh my God, like keep going." So
can I ask how much the check was for?
$3,000. Which is decent.
For
$3,000 for one
song?
beat.
Yeah, I mean,
which is decent. But it's still like, I mean, like, for like producer standard, that's like decent. But like for making music, money, that's like
sure. Yeah, I mean but it's one of those things. Where especially I'm assuming at that point you're going from making basically no money.
Literally, yeah. I would make like 150 selling beats here and there, and then I went from like 150 to like 500,
Yeah.
500 to now I don't even sell no more because it's like I don't even want to do that to nobody.
Because now, do you produce for anyone else, or you're just basically when you make beats, it's for yourself?
I produce for other people, but it's like I produce for I will sell a beat to somebody who's like indie, but I don't want to like. The thing is, it's like a double-edged sword because like I could sell a beat to somebody who's indie and it'd be fine, but they would kind of use that as like a thing, as like Ovrkast made this,
right?
Like, not because they made the song,
right?
But because I made the beat,
Right, it's like that would be the catch.
Yeah, and it's kind of like I don't like that. I miss when it was like people just like the beat.
Yeah,
and they wanted to buy the beat because the beat was hard. Versus like, oh, I have to get a beat from him because I have to use it as.
I need to have like the Ovrkast song.
If it's on there, people will click on it and shit. And it's like, I get it, but it's like, so now I kind of just only sell beats or only give beats out to people who are like can pay for it. Or like their label will pay for it, you know. Like it's not even from their pocket, you know.
Right.
But like, I just don't like. I don't know. It shit has changed now. And also, people don't even hit me up for views no more. Like, people don't even ask me no more because they're just like they're fans. They're just like you know. Or like even like now, if I fuck with somebody, I just give them a beat and then like we'll just split the credits. I don't even charge them. I'm just like, bro, I'm not even gonna tax you. Let's just put the split and then I'll get paid off of whatever it makes, whatever. I'm not even tripping off that shit.
So before you had the Earl beat placement, like what were you doing? Did you have a job at that point?
Yeah, I worked at that was 2019. 28. I was doing library.
You were working at the library?
Yeah, that job was fire, bro.
What'd you do at the library?
Bro, I always do this shit. I'm gonna tell you my day. So I would have to get in at 9 a.m. But I lived 5 minutes away. So just like you.
Me at my job right now. Yeah,
I would. But you're like 5 seconds away.
Literally, 5 minutes. It would be impossible for it to take that long. Yeah.
But no, I live 5 minutes away. I had my car, and so I would get up at 9.
Yeah.
Because I start at 9.
Yeah.
So I get up at 9. You know, stretch, whatever, scroll for a little bit, and get there at 9:30 because nobody was looking for me at fucking 9. So work started at 10. Doors open at 10.
Yeah.
But from 9 to 10, like everybody was upstairs or like doing something, and like whenever like whoever would come downstairs would come down like for a second. So it was like. You couldn't know where I was at any point in time. I could be over here. I could be anywhere. So I just wouldn't pull up until it was like 9:40. Then I would pull up. So I'd get to work 40 minutes late every day. They wouldn't say shit. They just didn't know.
Yeah.
I get there and then I would clock in. But I clock in before. But then I get there and then I'd kind of just like the first hour is like desk. So I'm at the desk. But it's 10 o'clock. I'm fucking in the library at 10 o'clock. So from 10 o'clock till like 2:30, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, like 4 to 5 hours, I was just bullshitting. I'd be on the desk and I'd have like books to shelve, but it'd be like max like 30 books, which is not shit. It's like 3 rows. That are this big. So it's like 1, 2, 3. I'm like, that's the whole day of shelving. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just not shelve shit till like 11 when I'm off desk.
Yeah.
Get off desk. I knock one shelf out and just go to my car for the rest of that. So I got like 30 minutes just in my car. I'm bullshitting. Then I come back, and then I'd be on desk at 12. No, cap. I got lunch at 12. So I'm gone for an hour. I cut for a whole hour after doing nothing. This was such a good job. And then, you know, in between I'm making beats and writing verses. So I'm working on my craft. I go home, and then this is the only problem. If I had lunch, and I had desk when I came back, I couldn't be late. I couldn't like hang out long. But some days I would have lunch and not have desk.
Yeah.
So I would have an extra like 40. my lunch would be like an hour and 40 minutes long because I just did, bro. It was crazy. So like,
I was like, pretty good work if you can get it,
bro. And I got paid $20 an hour. Like $22 an hour.
At first, I thought you said $200 an hour.
Fuck no. I would not be rapping. What the fuck? I was still
I'll
doing
just be a librarian.
I'm like, bro, I get way more bread doing this shit. But nah, it was $20 an hour. And yeah, so that's like, let's say it's like 1 o'clock now. The only problem with this job was it was next to a school. So at 3 o'clock, when them little badass kids got out, from like 3:30 to 5 o'clock, it was hell. Like, cussing, throwing shit, like being loud, like, and then I would have let my pile of shelving stack up, so I'd have to bust out like 2-3 shelves and like 40. You know, it was like it was okay, but it was like it was so cool. It was, bro, But one of the best jobs. Sorry if y'all watching this and y'all know that I was y'all probably know I was bullshit now. But I mean, it was a good job.
They can't fire you.
Nah, but they can't fire me. But I love the job. But yeah, I mean, I was doing that, and then the Earl shit happened, and then it was like cool. But I stayed there.
And were you living at home at this time?
I was, living at home. That's why I was 5 minutes away. Also, I wasn't getting paid enough. I was part time, so I was getting like 500, 600 a week, which is like cool. But then you gotta factor in phone bill and all this other shit.
Were you in school at the time, or
hell no? I was just float. I had gotten good enough at making music.
So like after high school, you were just like, I'm gonna just make music, and then
I knew. I think I told somebody this. I knew that all I needed to do to be successful was just make more music and get better. Yeah. Because I already had hella fans. And and I already was connected with people who were like doing good shit.
So when did the fans start?
Like right out of high school.
Was this is just from like posting your music on SoundCloud?
God's Connect is his YouTube channel. They just post all these beats. Okay. And he had one video that had like 100,000 views of like one of my beats.
Oh, and so that was sort of like
I was slowly funneling in. It was like it wasn't like crazy, but I would sell shirts, sell some merch, sell some beat tapes. Like I was coming up, but like I wanted to be like this like producer, like Mad Lib type of guy who like made beats and was a mysterious beat person. But then it didn't work out that way. It just didn't. I wanted that path really bad, but that path wasn't for me.
What? Why not?
Because that like type of thing died. Like being that kind of like person wasn't cool. It just stopped being cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of even like who is sort of the last.
Knowledge is the only one, but he streams. He's not even mysterious. Like he streams every day, so it's like you can't even beat Madlib. But Madlib he's an old man, so of course he does.
He's like in his like 50s.
Yeah, he's not even mysterious. It's just him. So it's like you can't even be like you can't even be That was my younger what I was seeing as like my but then like rap like the Earl thing happened, and I was getting better at making music. I was having more cosigns, and they were like, all right, it's time. And I put out my first album in 2020.
How did the Earl thing happen?
I sent the beat to Earl. I got in touch with Sage Elsesser, skater and rapper who's navy blue, and I knew Mavi beforehand for years. So me and Mavi was kind of causing like a little ruckus online, like just like I produced something for him to go up.
Is he from the Bay also?
He's from Charlotte.
He's from Charlotte. Okay, you guys just knew each other like
off the internet. Internet. So me and Mavi was kind of like tag teaming and doing little shit here and there on the internet that was making noise. He was going up crazy, and we were both kind of like at the same time like teetering up. And he got in touch with Earl through Sage, and then Sage, linked Mavi with Earl, and then he linked me with Earl, and then I sent Earl the beat. Mavi the beat, they recorded to it. Then I was like, first I sent Earl the beat, no response. And I was like, oh, well. I sent it to Mavi. And Mavi was like, oh, this is hard. Wrote to it instantly. He sent it to Earl. Earl was like, oh, this is hard. I'm about to record to it too. And then they both, and then the song became the song. Then, they put it out, and then my shit was just going, like my page, it was just up from there. Yeah. But I had to keep it like, I had to like drop little shit here and there. Yeah, I brought the album. My album had Pink Seafood, Navy Blue, Mavi, DiMaggio, who else was on there? I think that was it. I mean, so it was like the hype that I had in high school and out of high school was finally like making sense. Yeah. It was like, okay, like he actually is like he can make an album.
So were you was there like a local scene in Oakland that you were
there was a local scene. It wasn't like there was not really any Bay Area big producers. They were all in LA. Okay. But they would come up and they would do this thing called Smart Bomb. And Smart Bomb was like this place where people would like Low End Theory in LA, that series. It was our Low End Theory. Okay. People would do Low End Theory and then come up and do Smart Bomb like the next day. So it was like it was like a good way to, if you had an album coming out, you know, do Low End Theory, do Smart Bomb, albums out, sell vinyl. You know, it was a good little way to, like, if you were underground, to just get a circuit before you know, went big, whatever the fuck. But yeah, it's like that's what was going on. But that's how I got in touch with a lot of people I was trying to get in touch with, you know. And I mean, a lot of them didn't, you know, a lot of them were like, oh yeah, like that's cool, and still didn't fuck with me like that until like later, when it was like, oh, well, like Earl Sweatshirt and all. That's when niggas was like, oh, whoa, like this kid is, you know.
As soon as you have like a notable cosign.
Yeah, people were like, oh damn, like you know what, I kind of fuck with, you know, but like, yeah, that's how I got to like that point, the Earl point. But after the Earl point, it was like I had to keep, like, the album was going pretty well, and I had to keep hitting people with songs and videos, and that was the hard part, because I didn't have any money.
Yeah,
and I didn't like it, bro. This shit costs a lot of money. Like the overhead for rapping, not even rapping, the overhead for music is crazy. Like, people owe for years. People never pay shit back because it's just because it's just like, you know what. But like, I didn't get that. I thought it was like, oh, once you got some fans, you could just do whatever. It's like, no, you even if you have fans, you got to keep them there. Like, they have to stay there. They have to be like, they have to want something, you know. So it's like, I'm like figuring out like who to work with. I got to find a videographer. I got to write this. It's so much shit I had to figure out, like, to get to this point at least, or like how to do this the proper way.
So were you how did you figure it out? Like, what? Because it is a lot of stuff, and I mean, I've really
like watching people do shit first, but also listening to people give me advice. Yeah, and also like waiting, you know, like not just like pulling the trigger on shit and jumping out there and wanting to do shit. It's like, let me wait and like gather the right tools and right things, because that's kind of how my first album was. Like, you know, I waited until I had everything. I waited until I had enough good features. I waited until the beats were not. I waited until like the time was perfect. You know, it was 2019 November. The Earl shit came out, and then I dropped October. Earl shit came out, and then I dropped my album in January. So I didn't wait that long, but I knew like, all right, I need to put it out right now. And then, like, you know, 2020 was, and then I had my Discord, and Discord, you know, is where I had all my fans like funnel into, you know, and I would do beat battles and we would connect, and it was all fun and shit. And it was a lot of grinding, bro. Like, whenever you think it's like chill, it's not chill. Like, you just got to know that like you have to do more shit. And it gets increasingly large. Like once you do something cool, you have to do more shit to maintain it. And then once you maintain it, you have to do more. Like, it does not. It's not like
you think that there's a point where like, oh, and then I do that, and then this is just my job, and I get to nobody. And then it's like, no, you have to actually keep on doing stuff that's better and bigger.
You have to keep.
Like, that's the thing they don't tell you.
They don't tell you that, bro.
You have to get better. Yeah. Like, it's not just like, oh, you sold a beat to Earl. It's like when people like talk about like sports, and they're like, you gotta do it in the regular season, and then do it in the playoffs, and then do it again the next year. It's like, it never stops.
Bro, it never ends. People don't tell you that this shit, you have to. But like, you gotta be excited for it, you know? Like I'm happy that I get. It's daunting as fuck though, because it's like, damn, like can I do like really, like, can I do this shit for real? But like, you have to like push through and kind of like really like just like, I call it blind faith. You gotta have blind faith that like, I can do this and this will work. But like, even if like I drop this album and like it's a gigantic success and like all this crazy shit happen, I gotta hop on a horse and like keep it moving, or people will just forget.
Right, exactly. You know? It's like you put out the album, and then you got to go on tour, and then you got to do the next album, and it's like, it's a cycle, really. I'm
already writing shit for the next album like right now.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just like a lot of like preparing yourself for like the wins. You know, definitely you can. The good thing about it is like this type of shit is like, once you do get a big win, you can have a cool like quiet time, you know,
Mm-hmm.
depending on how you manage it. Like for me, I did a lot of the hard, difficult shit like months ago, and so now like this week's been quiet because I just got to put the album out, you know.
Yeah. So in 3 days you're dropping your second album, which at the time when this episode comes out, it'll already be out.
Yeah.
Listen to it, and so this is your second album. How do you know when an album's done? Because I think that's the hardest part with making anything is.
I knew this album was done when I had the Vince Staples feature, only because that was the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Is for it to be finished at that point. And also the last song I recorded was the Mavi song, so it was kind of just like features, you know, like how do I obtain these features and how do I make them fit in this puzzle?
Yeah. Sorry, no, continue.
As far as like the music outside of that, I just got tired. I just like I did my part. Like I don't have any more thoughts on this like to say other than what I just said and like the way I displayed it. Now I gotta get my guest people to come in and say what they want to say. You know? So
you basically recorded everything, like the songs that have features. You recorded your own parts first, and then got the features later.
Yeah, except for Mavi. Mavi came in and did it with me because
he
just was like, "Let's just make a song." And
is he New York based?
Nah, he's still in Charlotte.
Oh, he's still in Charlotte.
He lived in New York for like a year and left.
So, and for like the Vince and Saba verses, were you in the studio with them or?
Yeah. So Saba, I was there. So Saba and Mavi, I was there with them, and those are the most natural because it was like we just pulled up and made some music. But the Samara and the Vince, those are ones that I'm like, yeah, I want them on these. Let me like send these to them. But yeah.
And what was it like working with Vince? Because I mean, obviously, just being that we're around the same age, I know what it was like when he was coming up and how. Yeah. I mean, Summertime '06 is such like a classic album to me. Mm-hmm. And
he's cool. He's like he just gets the job done. Like he's very much like can be funny when he needs to be, and then can be serious when he wants to be. It's like he knows that like it's at the end of the day it's a job. And also I think that's how you get out of your head, you know, like when like the more you're like, I don't know if I could, like that's when like you start to not do shit. But when you're like, no, I have to do this, you're like, all right, I'm gonna just do it.
Was there ever, has there been any point where you're listening back to the song with him and you're like, I can't believe I had a song with Vince Staples?
Every day, bro. Yeah. Like even watching the video or like listen to the song. Like, even when he was recording, I'm like, it's just not. It was just like, I don't know. One of those things was like, damn, it's so cool. But it's not like it's too far fetched. But it's still it's still like, damn, like that's so crazy.
How did that come about? How did you connect with him?
I met him at Kent Flogna. Literally just like, the homie Maxo, he saw him and he walked over and he was like, yo, like what's good? He was like, what's good, y'all? And I'm like, yo, my name is Ovrkast. And he was like, oh, I know who you are. I'm like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, I want to make some shit. Yeah, give my number. It was super simple. Yeah, got his number. And then I saw him again. And I was like, yeah, I'm from Oakland, bro. And he was like, oh, shit. Like, okay, for sure. Like, text me. And then I texted him. And then I didn't even send him beats. I was just, like, texting him. And then, like, he was, like, sending me tweets. It was just so casual. And then I sent him a beat. And he was like, oh, this is hard. And then, we just started working from there. But then the verse came later. Like, once we did a little bit of working, like, different stuff, I was like, yo, I got this song, Strange Ways. I got it open. And he was like, yeah, easy, for sure. And then, he had something going on in Boston. I pulled up. And then laid the verse down. And it was just like, it was crazy. And then saw him I went to SF. He had a show in Stanford. And then he went to SF, shot the video. It was everything was just real like one take. It was cool.
Wow, that's so cool. It's funny you were talking about how you guys were texting. I remember it was something that Mac Miller told me. Because I was asking, I was like, do you know Pusha T? And he was like, oh yeah, I just started talking to Push a little bit. And then he was like, talking to rappers is a lot like talking to girls. I was like, and it's something that at the time, because I was like 16, I didn't even really know what he meant by that. Yeah. But now I'm like, oh, it actually is true. And you could expand that to just like anything creative. Yeah. Like I noticed this with comics I want to work with, where it's like, you got to develop that initial connection, like, because it's so awkward to just be like, do you want to work together?
I know, right? People fuck up and do that shit all the time.
I've fucked that up with certain people where I've like, you go into, I'm like, can I open for you? And they're like, I don't know you. And I'm like,
it's like, oh, you're right.
Totally fair. Actually, that's actually the way you're reacting is normal. I'm being weird.
Yeah. It's definitely like a little. It's not a dance. It's just like you have to break the ice.
It really, you have to connect on some sort of personal
level before you start just kicking it and working and shit. That's true. That's definitely true. I think it helps when you are a cool person.
Yeah.
If you're like a weird person, it makes it harder.
Being a good hang definitely helps.
Well, if you chill, like it's gonna be easier for you for sure.
Especially because there's a lot of comics, there's a lot of musicians who are incredibly talented and are not easy people to be around.
Yeah, that's facts, yo. I really that's so. Have you met Dave Chappelle before?
I've never met Chappelle.
No. What's the coolest person?
Coolest comic that I met Hassan Minhaj. He's Indian guy, used to be on the Daily Show.
Okay, yeah. That's crazy.
I'm trying to think if he's the most. I met Tyler the Creator once, but that was just on the street.
Here?
No, it was in Seattle, randomly.
Oh, you told me that. What tour was this?
This was this year. This was like a few months ago. Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh, fact. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But you told me you were like, oh yeah, you didn't say much.
Love the new album, and he's like, thanks, and I was like, I played it cool, but I'm trying to think. Hassan Minhaj is probably the big. I met. I had Josh Johnson from the Daily Show. I had him on one of my shows that I was doing at BCC, and then this guy Gary Goldman. He's somebody. He's a white dude. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
I never heard of Gary Goldman.
It's like a lot of. There's so many people where I'm
cool.
like, you probably wouldn't. I haven't, but I've never met like
the big
like Chappelle or like Chris Rock or anybody. I'd say Hassan Minhaj is definitely the most famous comic that I've met, and that was just I know someone he used to write for his Netflix show and had him on his show here, and then when I was able to like get backstage with him.
You wrote for his Netflix show?
I did not. My friend Moss.
Okay.
He writes for SNL now.
Fire. Shout out Moss.
Yeah. But yeah, so I've never met Chappelle though. Chappelle would be a cool one.
Yeah. I was because on that point of people, you meet sometimes. Don't meet your idols is what they say. And it's crazy. There's someone I recently got in touch with who I'm like, damn, that's wild. It's just another one of those. I'm not gonna say, but it was like one of those like, damn, that's a crazy callback to like when I was younger,
Yeah, and how did it come about working with Saba and now you're opening for him?
Oh, facts. Yeah, my like long time homie who knew me when I was like a kid. Amari Shefley, he's a fire ass bassist. He plays bass for Saba. And he was like, yeah, Ovrkast. He kept, he's working Ovrkast. Ovrkast is fire. And eventually, like I went. I don't know how. I think I they followed me. I got my number, one of the two. But I was sending him stuff, and then I went to LA and I pulled up to his crib, and then it was just like it was there. But the thing is, it was like he's the most chill rapper. Like I can't think of a rapper just more chill. He's just so like, it's just so like he's just like, yep, I'm here.
He seems like a normal guy.
Yeah, like he's a normal guy in a big rapper's body. It's like it don't even fit for real.
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like there's something almost like off-putting about it where I'm like, and I love him. He's one of my favorite artists, but just where you're like, this guy, because I feel like growing up, so many rappers, there's like the braggadocio that you're very used to, and it's like somebody like him where I'm like, this just seems like a guy who's like good at rapping.
No, literally, yeah. So it's I fuck with that, and it's cool that like he's that cool. I was just going to his crib just to kick it. Really, like we would make shit here and there, but I wasn't pressed on like I would go to his crib and just fuck around. I wasn't pressed on making a song. I would just be like, I got a beat here, I got a beat here, and I play you a song. We just talk about life, and it would be that, But then like last year, I went to his crib, and we made like a song with me, him, and Fresh Waters, who's a fire ass rapper. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think, back to what we were saying about like just being a good hang, like that is kind of, because that's what makes it the most organic, where it's like you can tell when you listen to a song, you can tell whether it's just like, oh, the label wanted to put these people together, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but for the most part, you can really, these two artists have like a genuine connection and relationship that it works, it makes sense.
I think that, even on Strange Ways, like events, like the video and the song, you can see it, like, I just met this dude, but like we just mad cool. I don't know, I can't really explain it. Like same with the Samara shit. She just mad cool, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's something with like people can tell like how genuine you are just based off of how you like carry yourself. Like if you people can tell when you're trying to like, because you can want something, you can want to work with somebody. Of course you want to work with the person, but it's how you go about like approaching that, and like not like like letting that be like the driver.
Yeah.
Because if that's the driver, it's like, damn, you're gonna push somebody away. But like, just like, it's okay to have that aspiration, but you should also want to get to know this person before because you can like, you can meet somebody who's famous or whatever, and be like, oh, let's work, bro, let's and want to be cool with them, and they let you, and then like something happened, you're like, whoa, maybe I should not have like. Maybe I should not have rushed into being cool with this person. I thought was, like
it's like you have to realize that they don't know you. You
don't know them.
You don't know them.
You don't want to just jump in to these circles and just you don't know these people. Vice versa. So it's like, just having that is smart.
It's funny. There's I noticed this just from the video of yours that I was in, that there's somebody. I don't know if he comments on every single videos, but he's like, I'm going to work with Ovrkast someday.
Shit. It's like you might like. I don't know. That's the thing. People sometimes have like affinities of like, man, I gotta work with this person or it's like, and I'm like, I'm a regular guy, so like you might play some shit. I'm like, that's hard. I fucking send me that, but it's like it ain't just gonna be like a like I'm finna come from the ceiling and like like. Or when I see you, it's like, oh my God, the guy,
You're
like
the guy that commented on the YouTube videos.
Yeah, it's like, I can't see all of that shit. It's like, I don't know, but it's like, I'm a chill person. Like I be at my shows when I'm done with the show, I be on outside just kicking it. Like,
that's what's funny. I guess for the listener, the way that we met was I was doing a show with my friend Carlos at this spot in Bushwick called Alphaville, and there was not really anyone there audience wise.
Yeah.
So we were outside barking, was called, where you're just like handing out flyers like comedy show, and having no idea who you were. Cass and his girlfriend walked by, and then you guys look at the flyer, you're like, all right, cool. And we're like, okay. And then like a minute goes by, you walk back and you're like, they got drinks in there? And I'm like, yeah. And you're like, all right, cool. And then so you come in, and then your alarm goes off during Isabel Hagen's very funny comic.
This happened. I did not plan on like I just wanted to avoid it as much as possible. Like anything, but of course, when you try to avoid it, it happens.
Yeah,
but
yeah. So Isabel Hagen, very funny comic. She's performing. His alarm goes off, and then she's like, "Oh, what was that?" And you're like, "It's a reminder to make music." And then she's like, "Oh, what kind of music do you make?" And you're like, "What do you think?" And then she's just like just not wanting to say like, "Well, obviously you're a rapper." Like,
yeah. She was like, "Oh my God, yes." I was like, "What do you think?" She was like, I forget what she said, but then I was like, no, she said, "What kind of music do you think I make?" And I said, "Country." And then she laughed, but it was like. I was like, why the fuck my alarm about to go off? In this quiet ass.
In this room, we're literally like maybe 10 people in the audience. Like you couldn't even hide from it.
And my alarm was goofy as fuck. That just sounded like Mickey Mouse Playhouse. Like it was so goofy, bro.
Yeah. So then, and then, you know, and then we got to talking after and followed each other. And then I was like looking at your Instagram. I was like, what the fuck? This guy worked with Drake? And this is like.
Oh, that was after that. That's crazy. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, that happened too. Yeah. Damn.
And so how did the Drake thing come about?
I forgot. Yeah. Lil Yachty. I sent Lil Yachty beats like 2021. He followed me because he fucked with the Earl beat. And then he was like, I fuck with this. Send me some beats. And then I was in LA, and I'm like, yo, I got you. I'm gonna send you beats in like a day. And I thought that, you know, in my head, I sent the beats, but he didn't respond. So I'm thinking, oh, like he might a day. Rapper time. Send him right now, and I'll send him a day later. So I was like, I fun with it, like whatever. Fuck it. And then like 2 years later, he's just like 3 years later, he's like, yo, open. No. This is what happened. I wake up. And there's a request to open the beat pack from Tierra Whack, and I'm like, wow. What the fuck? And then I look at my phone, and Yachty says, what did he say? He said, "Oh, I'm trying to get in this beat pack. Open it up, something like that." And I was like, "I got you." Open the beat pack immediately. Send it to him, bro. Like 4 hours later, he's like, "Yo, I put Drake on these." And I was like, what the fuck?
What?
And he's like, yeah, like, keep it quiet though. I'm like, and then it actually came out. And then that was like the I was already kind of popular by then. But that shit right there, like it shut everybody up.
And that was, and all this happened, you're still living
in Oakland.
At home.
Bro, I was broke. Fuck. I was broke as a motherfucker. I told the story, I was on the couch. Well, I was on my girl's bed. I was staying with her, helping her pay rent. Like I wouldn't supposed to be there. Yeah. Like she was there. It was her crib, but I was just there because I just had nowhere to go, And that shit happened, and then it was just like at 180, everything just went up crazy.
And that's so crazy, and I think that speaks to what you were saying earlier about like just waiting, because it's like bro. That is how that happened. Like you give Lil Yachty these beats. And you're just like, all right, I guess I'm not getting anything out of that. And then 3 years later,
I literally thought that it was cooked, and I was like, you know what? I'll see him again one day, whatever the fuck. And then 3 years later, it's like, it was something for sure.
So did you even ever like talk to Drake?
No, I didn't talk to him until the day it dropped.
But you've talked to him now?
Oh yeah. I'll be sending the beats here and there, but I haven't talked to him. I mean, I hadn't talked to him until the day it dropped, and that was crazy.
Yeah, how was it with the Kendrick and Drake beef? How did that? And then
it was. What's funny? It was like it entertained the fuck out of me. Like the whole shit from start to finish was like that was the most entertaining shit like in rap history.
It was great.
Like, yeah, that shit was, man. It was everything was crazy.
It's funny because Kendrick's songs they're so good that you forget that Push Ups and Family Matters both pretty good.
Yeah. Yo, when Push Ups dropped, niggas was like it's getting kind of scary. Like Kendrick might lose. But he waited.
Then he waited, and then he
waited.
Did not lose.
Yeah, he waited until it was like time to just like. It was like some boxing, the Muhammad Ali the movie where like Fraser's like, I don't know if it's Fraser or one of them is like he's just swinging, and Ali's just like taking the hit, and then like he's tired by then, and he just lets it into him. Yeah, that's kind of what happened. I feel like, but like it was fun to watch. But I was gonna say, the day like that dropped. I sent Drake a crazy ass beat. Let me see if I can play it.
Yeah, play it.
Hold on. I was just like, yo, I need to hear you go crazy on this shit. Let me see. Here you go. Oh wait, damn. Wait, hold on. Let me see if it's in my notes. Oh, there it is. Okay, 1 second. I just wanted to hear him like be mad on this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to hear like just start saying just not slurs, but saying.
I just want him to say slurs.
Just like slurs for 2 minutes. No, I just wanted to hear
just all of them. Just go. Just do all the slurs, right?
Don't even diss them. Just do slurs. But nah, I sent him that. And then I don't think I sent him no more. But like, it was just funny. It was funny. The whole beef was just funny, bro. Like the fucking. What did he say? We don't want to hear anything, nigga. No, there was just so much like comedy in both disses. Like there was so much funny moments. But people were. I still think people were like afraid to ask me shit about it. You know?
Yeah.
Which I didn't. You know, I'm not the all seeing. I can't tell. I can't read minds. But I think people were like afraid to even ask. You know, because they thought I'd be like, oh, like, you know, but I'm like, I don't give a fuck, like, bro, I don't know these people,
right?
Like,
these are both just like you just happened to have worked with one. You don't know either of these people. These are just two different artists you're a fan of, like.
Yeah, like Drake didn't even know who I was, bro. Yeah. Like, it ain't like I'd be at the nigga house like dapping him up and shit. Like, I think I tried to meet him once when I was in Toronto, but he was busy or some shit. But
was it like that scene in Atlanta? Where, you know, the episode where all the girls they think they're about to meet Drake and it's just a cardboard cutout of him. I'm just imagining that, but it's different producers.
Just like, oh, where's Drake at? Nah, it was like, I had a Toronto stop. This is like middle of the beef. No, this is post beef, sorry. 2024, like October, we were like, you had a show in Toronto and I was like, yeah, I'm in Toronto. He's like, oh, where you at? But we never linked. Yeah, that shit was crazy, bro. Definitely like hit some, bro. That was crazy. That's all I can say. Is like that was, they turned it up. Like both of them was just up. Like it kept like when something would happen, it would get crazy. There was like something would happen. You be like, there's no way this can get crazier. And then something crazier would happen like the next day.
I just remember when Meet the Grams came out.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Like, what?
Yeah,
your son is a sick man, and I think he should die.
Bro, I remember when I was DJing when Family Matters dropped, and I was like, oh, this is. I heard that. I'm like, oh, this is kind of. I'm like, I don't know. He might got him with this one. And then Meet the Grams dropped, and I was like, bro, I was like, this is crazy. It was so dark. I was just like, this is
so dark.
This is like this is a battle for the ages, bro. And now like everybody's trying to like copy that shit and do all these. I'm like, bro, y'all not them, bro. Like these are superstars.
Yeah.
Like,
So what do you think about this Joey Badass and?
I don't know, bro. It's just so rushed. It's so rushed and so forced. Like. All the rappers were fire. Like the raps was cool, but it felt like even in the raps, it was like you don't believe this. Like
it feels it. Well, that was the thing about the Kendrick Drake beef, where it felt like there's some real stuff going on here. It wasn't and like because J. Cole jumps in with 7 minutes early. He's like, we're all just friends having fun. And it's like, no, that is not what's happening.
They're like, wait a minute, this ain't beefing. I think when what song dropped? You know what's crazy? What was it? Was it Euphoria? 616 in LA.
Yeah.
When that dropped, I was like, oh, this is something. This is not just beef. There's something else going on. There's an underlying theme happening. This is
because it's just been building. It's clearly been building up.
Yeah, and I didn't even peep how I didn't
over
peep
10 years,
I didn't peep the receipts. When I bro, shit is crazy. Yeah, y'all not. These y'all are not Kendrick and Drake, bro. Like it just don't even hit. Also, like a year later, it didn't even breathe. Like let it breathe first before like I don't know. It was too much, bro. I couldn't keep track of the diss tracks. It was like 5 or 6 a day. It was like crazy, bro.
Have you ever done any battle rap?
Nah, I ain't never battled nobody. But like I feel like if I battle somebody, they'd be sad. I'd just be too honest.
Yeah,
I would just be saying shit that's like don't even rhyme. I'd just be like saying I would be so honest. That it wouldn't be fun. I wouldn't be clever. I would just be like, you do this very bad, and this sucks that you did this, and also this is kind of, honestly, it would just
That's kind of what Kendrick did. He just happened.
Yeah, I would like go there, and I'd be like, damn, I should not have been so hard. People want to fight me for real, because they'd be like, damn, why you being this? You know, like,
you're too nice. You're too nice of a guy. I can't.
No, I mean that's what I'm saying. I couldn't be fake with it. Like if I was dissing somebody, I cannot like. I don't know. I have to be honest. Like I would be like, bro, you. I don't know. Like it wouldn't be like I couldn't do like the WrestleMania like off the top rope. Like I couldn't do that shit. I don't know.
That really is what it's like with I think with the like Joey Badass and
it just feels very WrestleMania, bro.
Yeah, which is I'm enjoying the songs,
which is cool.
But I remember when Joey Badass came out with he came out with this song called The Finals, and the album cover is the NBA Finals logo, and I was like, whoa, that's so cool. The NBA hired Joey Badass to make a song, and I was like, because they've been using one of his songs in the NBA commercials.
And then you heard it, and you were like, wait a minute.
This is not associated with the NBA in any way. It almost seems like the kind of thing where the NBA should like put out a statement
wait a minute, this ain't got nothing to do with us. No, and then they probably used it for some shit. Yeah, but I don't know, man. It was like it was just too confusing, bro. And there was too much happening that was so similar to that beef. Mm-hmm. Like you're trying to copy that beef. It's like, well, I don't know. It just was. I don't know. Maybe next time. Maybe I don't know.
So switching topics, where the name Ovrkast has that always been the name you've been working under? You ever had anything else that you used?
No.
Did you have like a sheet of rap names when you were starting out?
When I was young, if I did, I don't even know. Nah, did I have a rap name? I don't think I ever had a rap name. It was just straight producing.
So where's the name come from?
The Bay Area, like the hoodie weather, Ovrkast. It just the Bay Area has really good hoodie weather because it's like it's not too cold,
a lot of fog,
and it's not too hot. So it's like you could put a nice hoodie on, drive around. Like it feels cozy. And so I grew up in the Bay Area, so like that's where Ovrkast came from.
And the spelling is an Outkast reference?
Nah, it's not. It's because of knowledge.
Oh,
he would spell his not even his knowledge, but like clip mode, like Mind Design, how it's MDN, SGN, and like back then you just spelled your name weird because it was cool.
That's so fun. I have never known how his name is pronounced.
Knowledge?
No, Mind Design.
Oh my!
I know who you're talking about. I've heard his music. I like it. I've never known what
MDN. How would you say it? Would you ever say it?
I don't, because it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't think that I've ever talked about this artist.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's like,
it's
like the first time you hear the word preface, and you're like, I've been saying preface in my head this whole time.
Yeah, like that was the thing. People do confuse it. Like I've even seen something like, oh, that's not me.
I saw on the video for I'm On, which I was in to plug myself. that somebody on the comments was like, I thought this had Outkast, so I clicked on it. Pretty good song. And
people do that a lot, bro. I'm not even. I don't know. At this point, I'm just like.
Probably helps for SEO purposes. I
guess so. Yeah. I mean, I'm just kind of like, you know what? Like, fuck it. Like, I think when it first happened, I was like, oh no. But then I'm like, nah. I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't know. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah. What's your top 5?
Music or what? What do you mean?
Like art rappers.
Rappers. I always put Makami number 1. Makami's my favorite rapper. Kendrick is in there. I don't know about Makami, Kendrick. It's really just them two, bro. Like the other 3 can just be anybody.
Could just be anybody. Yeah. Who would you say? Who right now? Who would those other 3 be?
Who I'm bumping right now? Let me see what I'm bumping right now. My problem is I be liking shit for a little bit, then I stop liking it. I be liking shit for like a week, and I'm like, I was kind of in a little. I don't know, bro. It's really just them two, bro. I like favorite. I can't say like favorite because it's like that's not my favorite. You know, like I don't have a like I like motherfuckers a lot, but like no one's like I can't like back. Like fully backing this rapper, Makami and Kendrick, but nobody else really.
Who's the best rapper from the Bay Area?
From the Bay Area, probably my homie Nem Sims. He's fire. He's probably one of the best rappers, or like the best in my opinion. Also, Souls of Mischief, they're pretty good. They're like hieroglyphics. They're like, them is the OGs for sure.
Yeah, they got some classics.
Mm-hmm.
What have you ever met E40?
I haven't, but my homies have a funny ass story, bro. They were like at this basketball game, and E40 had like, I guess there were wings in the room that like people were eating, and I wasn't there. One of my friends went over and grabbed one of the wings, and he ate a wing or two, and then E40 came in and was like, "Hey, who ate my fucking wings? What the fuck?" And then my friend was just like, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm just playing with y'all." But I was just like, "But that's funny. That's like a funny first impression." But I never met bro. But I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. I never was into Bay Area like rap like that, except for like what's his face? Forget his name. The Jacka. Jacka got some fire shit. He got some hip hop shit too. He's gas. He also was one of those rappers who wasn't strictly Bay. Mm-hmm. He like did other shit. It's hard. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, your music definitely has more of like. I mean, it makes sense that you're in New York. It has like more of like that New York sort of underground sound to it.
Yeah, but also the Bay Area is similar to New York in some ways, just like the weather and the people and like the and that kind of thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Did I ask already what others you'd want to work with that you haven't gotten the chance to work with?
That I haven't worked with? Of course, Mock. Let me see. Let me look at my phone. Homeboy Sandman is really good rapper. Westside Gun, definitely work with him.
That would be cool.
Doom is top 3 for sure. Doom.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
Doom was
Schoolboy Q would be. I really want to work with Schoolboy Q.
I could see that. I could see a Ovrkast Schoolboy collab.
Yeah, Schoolboy Q. Kai, rest in peace. That would have been cool to work with Kai. That's probably it. I mean, of course, Kendrick. Like everybody want to work with him. Madlib, of course. Just all my favorites that I grew up listening to.
Yeah.
Probably Travis Scott would be fire too. V's too. V's is hard. I would definitely work with V. V's is gas.
I don't think I know V's.
I'll show you some shit. He's fire. Yeah.
And then sorry, I just blanked. Let me grab my notes because I did.
Go ahead.
I actually normally don't even write down, but I did actually write down stuff I wanted to ask you about.
Go ahead. I'm definitely getting the iced chai after this though. Iced chai latte. Wake myself up.
Yeah, I've had the thing about being a barista. I've had like 4 coffees today already. It's actually bad.
Geeked up. Geeked out my body. Geeked out my body.
What do you prefer between producing and rapping? Which one feels like more expressive of yourself?
Both. It's equal right now. Like I love when I get to rap because it's like I get to show off skill and personality and get in different pockets. But I love producing because it's kind of the same thing. I get to explore different sides of producing and who I am and shit like that. Yeah, it's kind of equal right now.
And when people ask you like, oh, what do you do? What do you say? Do you say I'm a rapper, I'm a musician? What do you?
Rapper, producer.
Yeah.
But I mean, well, like the general public, I'll say I'm a rapper. Like if someone's like, what do you do? Oh, I rap. Oh, okay. But I never say like producer. But if it's like someone in the industry, I'm like rapper, producer. I'll say both.
What's your artistic process? Like, how do you get in the like headspace to create stuff?
Really, you got to be inspirational. I gotta just be inspired to make something. Like, I gotta like hear something or like see something or like get a lead on a beat that I want to. I have to want to like do it. That's the only thing, really. What
have you felt inspired by lately?
A lot of like new underground rap, like Niante, his album is hard. Of course, I go back to the old shit like Mike and not Mike, but Mike is fire too. But like Madlib, just like I don't know, like again, I'm getting better at making music, so it's easier to like make things. So like when something that I fucked with when I was like in high school, I can go back to it and be like, oh, I can make something like this now, you know, and I'll like try to do that.
Sort of like do like a better version of it.
Yeah, that's what inspires me now. Like doing better versions of like shit that I wanted to do.
Right, because I feel like you always start out with these ambitious ideas of the things you want to create, but you're not quite there yet. And it's like now, once you sort of have to get to the point where you've kind of forgotten about these ideas, and it's like, oh, now I can actually execute them. Yeah,
and also just like, you know, hearing different rappers. This rapper I just heard named I think it's Suave. He's hard. Like I be just hearing shit. Like it's just, you know, sometimes I'm scrolling, I'll see something fire. Like it's just kind of like I'll just hear some shit and, you know, yeah.
Yeah. What's your biggest goal or ambition as an artist?
My biggest goal right now is to like drop an album. Be able to drop an album and go on tour like on my own, you know, like without having to open. Have like enough fans and enough things going on to do that by myself. That's my goal right now.
Do you want to be like? Do you see yourself as being like a Kendrick Lamar, like superstar, or like?
I don't know. I don't think. If I was, it wouldn't look the same.
Yeah, of course.
You know. But in my own right, yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that. Like if it happens, it happens.
All right, so I guess I'll ask you the title of the podcast. Why aren't you more famous?
Well, I think I'm niche, but that's not true because there are people who are more niche than you that are more famous. So I wouldn't say that. I think I wait, you know?
Yeah.
I wait until it's time instead, because I could be famous like in 6 months if I just did whatever. If I just did all the, you know, if I was doing all the things to just get. But it's like, what is that? You know, like that's not really fame. That's just like, it is fame, but it's not like for a real reason.
Yeah.
You know, like I would want to get pop. I would want the fame or like the success to be able to support my family and me and like be stable, you know, and like be able to live life and travel. I wouldn't want it just to, if I wanted it just to have it, I could just make a song tomorrow and make some bullshit and go, you know, but like that's not what I take longer. That's why I'm not as, you know.
Have you been like approached for anything that you didn't want to do because you felt like, oh, that's kind of like selling out or beneath me?
Not really. Nah. Nah. I don't think that kind of stuff finds me. I think like even if it is like commercial, it's always it has like a touch of like nicheness to it.
Yeah.
Or like a touch of like a little bit off. You know, I've never made nothing that's like really like super like just straight up and down. You know, like it always has some sort of like oddness to it. You know. Which is that's probably why I'm not famous. I just like having something that like something in there that's like not fully what you expect it to be.
I mean, I think you definitely have like this underground aesthetic to your music, which I personally I like, and it feels sort of like what you and like Navy Blue and Mike like you guys are like doing. It's like a throwback almost.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like I remember being a kid. And it was like the underground rap that my brother would listen to.
Like who?
Which was like Mos Def and Talib Kweli and Atmosphere, Dilated Peoples, Jurassic 5, like that kind of stuff where it's like it's outside the mainstream in a way that it's still accessible.
Yeah.
Like it's like if you're a hip hop fan, you'll like this. But yeah, and who would you want to like shout out for the listener, like who are the rappers right now or just musicians in general where you're like, I like that, that's what you should listen to?
Shit. I think I said it already, but Niante's album's crazy. Asha Immuno, my boy from LA, he's really fire. My boy Eli the Guy, that's my homie, my DJ, my best friend. Who else is fire right now? Jim Legacy's fire. He has that song Father. That's a good song. 454 is really good. boy David the Tragic, he's really good.
454. He's on Amine's new album.
Yeah. This rapper kind of underground, Kendrick Lamar.
I think he's got.
Have you heard of him?
He's got some big stuff coming.
Big stuff. He'll be huge by this time next year.
He'll be 5'7".
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it right now that I can look at my phone. But yeah, you know.
And I'm gonna steal this question from Pete Holmes' podcast. But what's the hardest you've ever laughed?
Like ever laughed?
Yeah.
I don't. I'm thinking about this dumbass TikTok. Okay, in recent times, I can't think of ever, but in recent times, there's this dude on TikTok, and he would like he would record people's voices as they're playing video games. Like somebody would say some shit, and he'd record it and like say it back to them. But there was just this one where the guy was just like, he said something, and then the dude recorded it. And then he played it back, and the dude heard it and responded to his own voice as if it was somebody else. And that shit had me crying, laughing. Because it was just like, bro, he was so high that it was like, bro, you don't even know that that's you. He did it multiple times. And bro kept being like, yeah, bro. It was so stupid, but that's the hardest I've laughed in recent times at just like some dumbass shit.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. And anything you want to plug? Just listen to the album?
Yeah, let's listen to the album. If you listen to the album, DM me and tell me what you think about it. Watch the videos. Come see me on tour. If you're in one of the cities, let me list them off real quick. If you're in one of these cities, I'll be on tour with Saba all through June. Let's see, we got Dallas, Austin, Atlanta, Charlotte, Silver Spring, Maryland, Philadelphia, Boston, New York, Denver, Phoenix, and LA. If you are in any of them places, come pop up on me.
Ovrkast, everybody.
Boom. That was cool. Is that your computer?
Yeah.